let's take a look at the selection tools in Clip Studio Paint. I had someone ask me about this, so I thought I would make a quick tutorial. There are 5 options, well, more than that, but 5 that I usually use. They're over here. And they're the rectangle, ellipse, lasso, polygon. I don't really use any of these. And then the other one is, it's called auto select, but it looks like a magic wand, but it's called auto select. And the polygon and auto select are the ones that I use the most. Like I said in previous videos, I ink on a monochrome layer because monochrome means that the layer is either black or white and there's no fuzzy edges to the line like this. It's black or white. That's important when you're doing an auto select because if you had a grayscale or a color layer, some tools have their anti-alias set, and you click the wrench, you'll get the settings. You can go here, it's automatically set to medium. Now you could change this. You can change all your tools to be none, and then it won't matter what layer you ink it on. But I like to keep it separate so I know that everything on the ink layer is black and white. And the reason it's important is, let me draw something quickly with this tool on the color grayscale. From this distance, it looks nice, but when you zoom in, you'll see that it's gray and fuzzy. And when you use the auto select, it doesn't get everything, and this white will show if you fill to it. So just keep that in mind. The selection tool can be used for a bunch of different things if you want to isolate something and ink and not affect another area. So let's start with that. I'm going to select the foot. Now it fills all the way because it just keeps going. I have it set over here in the properties to apply to connected pixels only. If that was unchecked, it will select everything that matches that. So basically I selected an empty area and it would select the entire canvas that's empty. That's important to notice too. So I click in here, and as you see, it went all the way into here. But what I'm concerned with is this area right here, because I want these lines to come here but not be on this side. So there's 2 ways that I do this. I either just start inking and then once I'm done, I erase with the erase, or you can use your polygon tool, Option or Alt will give you that little minus, do you see? And then I'll just go through here and deselect this area. It'll make sense in a second. Okay, so now as you'll see, this is still selected and this isn't. So come in with my brush. Oh, it's kind of big, but this is just for demonstration. So I can start here and it's only going to go in the selected area. Again, you could do this with all of it selected. You can just erase before you deselect. Okay, once you're done, you can just go up to Select, and I'm on a Mac, so it's Command D, but whatever, if you're on a Windows, it'll be something different. You can just deselect it there or do the shortcut keys. Okay, so as you see, it goes right to the edge. Sometimes when you're in a hurry and you select something, it just goes all over, as you can see, because I selected this area, but now it's in here and I don't want that selected. That's because this area wasn't a closed area. So let's turn off the frame and you can see that that wasn't closed. So deselect, close it up. Okay, so I have it all selected, the area that I'm going to fill in with some kind of texture. I do want to note that this is technically open and it should have, the selection should have gone out into here. But I have a close gap option set to about 3 of the 5. and it goes off screen, you can't see it, but it's set the width of gaps to be treated as closed. So if that was all the way down here, that would have selected into here. So Clip Studio Paint will treat this gap as a closed area. And the one that I had a second ago that I showed you over here was too far of an open gap. When I'm doing a texture fill, which I'm going to show you in a second, then it doesn't matter what texture, if you use a stipple or a crosshatch or tone or whatever. I've noticed that if I don't go over to these options here, I'll hover above it and it'll show you, this will expand the selection. And it'll expand by 1 or 2 pixels. I've gotten used to doing this because I've noticed sometimes if I don't do this and I fill it in, there still will be a weird like space between the selection and the line. I don't know if that's just a glitch in the monitor or what, but to be safe, because I don't want that shown, I just add this 1 or 2, and you'll see right here when I do it that it is now 1 pixel in on the entire selection. So, okay, so I'm going to use my crosshatch brush, and now that it is, all these areas are selected, oh, I want it big, I want that a little bit bigger. I can just go in here and fill. I'm just filling it in. And again, you could use any technique. You could use any custom brush that you might have created or downloaded. Stipple or like a dry brush. I just like this particular brush because it just gives, I don't know, just gives a little bit variety. Okay, so then once I have it filled, I can hit deselect, and those are the 2 ways that I use the selection tool. And it's a pretty easy tool to use, but it's very, very useful. All right, well, if you have any questions about this brush or this video, let me know down below. If you like the video, subscribe. I've got more tutorials like this coming up, also some inking. So that would be great. I appreciate it, and thanks much for watching.